Welcome to the Mom Bod Pod, all things motherhood, all things fitness. Today is Thursday, and it's going to be kind of like our wild card of the week. In my experience, that's just kind of what Thursdays are in general. You get over halfway through the week, Thursday comes, whatever happens on Thursday kind of depends on how your weekend's going to go. So, wild card day. So some days we're going to have interviews, some days we're going to have at-home workouts, some days we're going to have like daily vlogs. Today I've got us a EMOM upper body, lower body, and core focused workout. So you're going to be thinking everything is EMOMs, so that stands for every minute on the minute. And we're running everything 4 times through. We're going to do the upper body 2 times, the lower body 2 times, and the core 2 times, okay? But I will guide you through it, promise. How an EMOM works, okay? You've got 1 minute to complete all the exercises that I give you. I give you a total of 3 exercises, okay? You have to complete all of those in that 1 minute time frame. If you don't finish in that time frame, it's okay, but once that clock starts back over at minute number 2, you jump back to that top exercise and now you run it again. Try to pick up the pace so you get everything in that time frame. Let's say you're super fast and you get done before that minute's up. Awesome. I'm gonna give you a little star at the bottom, and that's gonna be your cardio in place, okay? So let's say you rip through all 3 of those exercises and you got 25 seconds left. You need to do that exercise until that minute stops. So basically we're gonna stay moving the entire time, okay? We're gonna do 4 rounds of each one, so 4 upper body, 4 lower body, 4 core, okay? Then we're gonna repeat. So I've got my computer out with a timer set on it for 4 minutes. I know that I have to restart at the top of that minute, but I'm also giving myself a 4-minute time frame to talk about one specific topic and all the things that can come to mind in that time frame. Once that 4 minutes is up, boom, I move on to the next topic and we're moving on to our next exercise, okay? That's how the format's. And here's a quick reminder, you're going to need a set of dumbbells and a timer for this workout. All right, let's get started. EMOM number 1, you'll see I'm starting off with some dumbbell snatches. I am alternating those back and forth. So you are going to give me 8 dumbbell snatches total. Today's first topic is going to be toddlers, okay? So I specifically have a 2-year-old. We are ongoing this potty training journey, and by golly, it is fun. All right, we got exercise number 2, hammer curl to an overhead press. Okay, make sure those elbows stay locked into your side. They don't need to be doing crazy stuff by flinging out side by side, okay? Keep it nice and controlled. Last 2, you're gonna give me a frontal raise, rotate your wrist, then you're lowering back down. So palms face up, flip it, palms face down. Then you'll see I'm doing this cardio in place. So I finished before that minute is up. So I'm doing W curls, literally making a W with my hand until the minute's up. Here we go, round 2. 8 dumbbell snatches, 4 hammer curls to overhead, and 2 frontal raises. So toddlers and potty training, fun stuff. You know, I'm honestly kind of blessed my child took on to just the potty training really easily. We started out by, of course, my daughter goes to the bathroom with me, okay? If you're a single parent, your kid pretty much follows you wherever they want to go, okay? Toddlers, they have a mind of their own. They do not care about your privacy, okay? So my daughter, of course, would watch me go to the bathroom. She would ask, "Mommy, what are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I'm going potty, blah, blah, blah." Then I got her some children's books that were interactive children's books that related to like teaching her potty. So one of them was like Elmo Goes Potty, okay? Then they had little stickers and little buttons on it, got her super interactive. Then I bought a potty chair and I actually put it was one of those ones where it just like sits on top of your toilet. Bought it, she understood exactly what it was. I physically put her up there a few times. Here we go, ladies, round 3. I physically put her up there a few times in the beginning to get her used to it, but then homegirl loved it, okay? She absolutely loved it. Every time we go into the bathroom, even if we were just brushing our teeth, even if we were just taking a bath, potty, she just wanted to sit up there, okay? It was awesome. Then this week, girl came running down the hallway, ripped her diaper off into the air and yelled potty and went successfully to the bathroom on her own. First time ever. It was a milestone, okay? Haven had a milestone. Some fun stuff, okay? So potty training. Did you know that you get $10 off your daycare if your kid is potty trained? Like, what? So that's exciting. $10 a week. Hey, adds up. Right now, okay, talking about daycare, you know what's been a pain right now? Allergies, okay? Everyone's kid is sick. Here we go, last one, round 4. Everyone's kid is sick, and it's that time when you're like, oh, is my kid like actually sick, or are they just having allergies? Last Thursday in Kansas, there was a significant bump in pollen, okay? My daughter had never really had pollen allergies before, but this made it seem like she had a dead-ass upper respiratory infection, took her to get seen. It was just allergies. They said give her some allergy medicine and make sure that she's staying hydrated, and that was all they gave me. So, you know, allergies, not fun. Last thing, okay, we got about 30 seconds left. 75 hard with a toddler. Let me tell you what, okay, these toddler snacks, they are good, okay? They are really, really good. I can eat an entire box of something in like half a day. So 75 hard, not being able to have cheat meals and having everything nutritionally beneficial is, you know, a challenge in itself, but you definitely learn discipline. So great work on this first EMOM, everyone. Let's move on to lower body. Okay, we've got EMOM number 2. This is going to be our lower focused. You can see right now I am doing lateral lunges. You are going to give me 10 lateral lunges total. I want you to alternate those back and forth. Make sure that you're sitting back into your heel, okay? Don't take these out on your knees and your toes, okay? Shift that weight back. Once you get done with those 10 lateral lunges, you are going to give me 5 squats. These 5 squats can be any type of squat that you want. You could give me a regular squat, you could give me a narrow squat, you could give me a sumo squat, you could give me a deep squat, whatever your heart desires. We're also running this through 4 times, so change it up every time if you want. Then you're gonna give me 3 squat jumps, all the way down that low squat, explode up. Let's say that jump hurts your knees, take out the jump instead and just elevate all the way up to your toes. So squat directly up to your toes. Then you finish before that minute's up. Your cardio in place is going to be low squats while tapping your feet in and out. All right, here we go, round 2, 10 lateral lunges. Today's topic now is going to be triathlon training. So, I am currently on week 3. Mind you, I signed myself up for a triathlon about 2 weeks ago. Have I ever done one before? No. Have I ever even swam before? No. So this is going to be very exciting. I've got 13 weeks until race day. I went swimming actually yesterday. I was a little scared of swimming, honestly, because about a week ago I did this women's timber challenge, and one of the obstacle courses was swinging on this rope like you were Tarzan over a mud pit, and I wasn't gonna like back out of it, so I grabbed that Tarzan rope as high as I could, jumped off. Y'all, my shoulder was like, this is not for us, but mid-air, okay, mid-air. So then I ended up falling in this mud pit. My arm literally gave out, but it is what it is, it's okay. All right, we got round 3, here we go. So I make it through this 5K, end up going home. I start bruising just like random dots down my arm. I'm like, ooh, that's fun. That's kind of new. Never bruised in polka dots before, but there's a first time for everything. So I knew that if I was going to take this triathlon seriously, I should probably go get checked out. So I went to go get checked out at the Kansas City Bone and Joint Clinic in Overland Park. Love them. Okay, they have an urgent care, which is just so helpful in terms of like orthopedic care, because I can't always wait. Okay, sometimes like if I, tear my knee or something, I'm gonna need to get seen like right then and there. I don't want to put it off. But basically they looked at my shoulder, did x-rays, everything was great, and whatnot. The nurse practitioner that I got was awesome, okay? He basically explained every single ligament within my shoulder and probably what had happened. So whenever I was on that Tarzan rope, here we go, last one. Whenever I was on that Tarzan rope, apparently my shoulder decided to just check the fuck out, and it tried to dislocate. But we have this ligament. Oh, it starts with an L. Grr, I'm gonna be so irritated if I cannot remember this ligament by the time this is over. L, labrium. Okay, we have this labrium ligament that basically pulled my shoulder back in. It was like, hey, that's not what we do here. And now it's just a little mad, but totally normal. My body did what it was supposed to do. So yay. Downside, I've been doing so much running. I think last week I ran a little over 20 miles in 1 week. And how I would paint you an analogy is, let's say my calf is a banana and I'm literally peeling it off every time. So we got about 10 seconds left, 13 weeks left. I got another day of running tomorrow, 45 focused. So first, you are going to tap that knee to that alternate elbow, go all the way back down, come back up and touch that alternate toe. So you're gonna give me an alternate bicycle followed by an alternate V up, okay? You've got 6 of these total. Then you are going to give me 6 leg lowers. So you can put your hands behind your head or you can tuck them under your tailbone, whatever feels most comfortable for your back and allows you to tighten your core the entire time. You're gonna drop those heels down. One important thing is don't let that heel touch the ground, okay? Keep the tension the entire time. You wanna hover about 4 to 6 inches above the ground. Then you've got 3 burpees. You can go ahead and give me chest down burpees if you want to, but you can just give me plank burpees today if that is what you are wanting. If you finish before that minute is up, you are going to hold a tall plank or of course a forearm plank if you want to drop down to your elbows instead until that minute is up. Then we've got round 2. All right, now our new topic is going to be recovery. So this is going to be in recovery in terms of you are working out, but this is also in terms of like how you recover yourself if you were to like sprain something or like pull yourself, say pull your back while you were lifting something heavy at work. These are some options that are going to give you some instant, well, maybe not instant, but 72-hour relief time so you don't have to pay like medical bill related stuff. Okay, recovery. First, I would say hydration is super important, okay? If you just got done working out and you did a super big strength training day, you tore a lot of muscle fiber, so make sure that you're staying hydrated so you can have proper recovery process in the first place, okay? Then, let's see, you could massage your sore muscles that you have, rotating hot and cold. So what I do for hot and cold, because I don't always have access to like a warming pad or whatnot. All right, here we go. We got round 3. I don't have access to all that stuff. So for ice, I use BioFreeze. For heat, I use Tiger Balm. And so I'll put one on, I'll get a wet washcloth, I'll wipe it off, then I'll put the other one on. So that's doing that rotation kind of for me. Then in terms of massage, if I could have the perfect example of what I should tell you to do for like a self-care evening, one, I would take a hot bath and I would add some Epsom salt to it. Now, if you're doing like high performing sports performance, there's an Epsom salt that has a lot of menthol as well as creatine and BCAAs, and it helps with your recovery process as well. I don't know how effective the BCAAs in it are, but I will say the menthol leaves a really nice cooling sensation on your body. So take one of those baths. That Epsom salt is going to help bring that lactic acid to the top of your muscle. Then you're gonna follow it up with some massage, okay? Hey, we are almost there, okay? We got one more round left. Last one right here. Okay, so you're going to follow it up with a massage, okay? This could be a massage gun. This could just be like a foam roller type massage, anything that you want. Let's say that that's not cutting it, okay? You've got anti-inflammatories, of course, but another quick recovery thing that I have kind of found that helps me being able to continue to exercise and perform, but also supporting my ligaments, specifically in the shoulder injury that I had, is I got some KT tape. And this is KT tape that you put around whatever ligament it is that's hurting. So for my shoulders, I took 2 strips. I basically put one on the inside of my shoulder and on the outer side of my shoulder. And I can't explain like the feeling that it gave me, but like my arm wasn't feeling great. And once I put this KT tape on, like I was able to like really feel that my joint was being held in place and that I could keep going. So way to take this one in. Good job. All right, we are back to that upper body EMOM. This is the first one that we did where you've got those 8 dumbbell snatches, 4 hammer curls to an overhead press, and 2 frontal raises where palms will face up. Rotate your wrists and then palms face down. Your cardio in place will be those W curls, so making that W with your hands. All right, topic number 4, we've got breastfeeding. Now, this is a pretty hot topic just because, if you've ever been in like a mom group on Facebook, you'll see that there are 2 types of parents, I feel like. There are super, super pro breastfeeding, and then there are not gives no fucks. I just want my child fed. So you got completely 2 ones. Mom groups on Facebook's breastfeeding is a hot topic, okay? Here it's a pretty laid back, chill topic, okay? It's basically I wanted your kid to get fed, I wanted my kid to get fed, and whatever process that needed to take place in order to make that happen happened, okay? So let's talk about pumping, okay? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not successful at the one-on-one physical contact breastfeeding, okay? My daughter was like, no, thank you, okay? So boom, option number 2. I wasn't about to just like completely give up. I was giving up a little bit, but I wasn't gonna completely give up, okay? Because I knew that the benefits of breast milk and whatnot, and so I wanted to give my daughter that. So pumping, Lordy, that is a full-time job, okay? In order for everything to kind of keep flowing how it has to keep going, you have to pump every 2 to 3 hours, okay? Mind you, you're taking care of a newborn, so there's all of that. And then adding the pumping on every 2 to 3 hours, there were so many times where I would finally get a little bit of peace, and it was between like 3 and 7 a.m., when my daughter would like stay asleep for like a decent chunk of time and everything was quiet, and that was when I was able to get my longest stretch of sleep, okay? Solid 4 hours. And guess what though? Phone rings at 4 o'clock in the morning. I want to throw the motherfucker out the window at this point, okay? But the phone rings, guess what? It's time to go pump. So now, even though my child is sleeping, even though the house is quiet, even though I finally get to have some peace in order to recover on my own sleep, I have to go get up and now go milk myself downstairs. So that was fun. Honestly, pumping, I can't speak for people who pump at work, but I can only imagine that has to be super, super hard. I stopped breastfeeding before I went back to work, so I had 4 months, about 16 weeks of basically paid time off, maternity leave, whatever, and that's when I did all of my pumping. It actually kind of lined up just perfectly by nature in the process of when I was getting like kind of drying up to when it was time to go back to work. So pumping rooms at my job were definitely an option, but I just didn't have to go through that route. All right, so we got about 1 minute, a little under 1 minute, okay? This is your last round. You can do it, you can do it. This is your last upper body one right here. Let me talk about a little situation that happened in terms of when it went from breast milk till it went to formula, okay? This was like the scariest experience that I had ever had with my daughter, okay? Because in the transition of getting them from breast milk to formula, their GI systems aren't always like super reactive, okay? And I don't know if you know this or not, but there's like 20 plus different types of baby formula, and your baby can have just one that it works really, really well with. And it's trial and error until you find that one. And you can ask your pediatrician, but they're really only gonna select like the top name brand ones. But yeah, it's a total trial and error. And we had error like 4 times before it was finally successful. Number 5, back to that lower body focused. You've got lateral lunges, 5 on each side, 10 total, then 5 squats. Remember, you can do any type of squat that you want. You can change it up each time. Then you got 3 squat jumps. You can give me that low squat where you elevate to your toes instead. Then your cardio in place is going to be holding a low squat and tapping your feet in and out, just one at a time, opposite sides. So this topic now is going to be discussing renting. Okay, so I've only ever rented. I've never actually owned any type of property. So renting, I've rented different apartment complexes, different homes. I've rented even like a sublease with different roommates in a place. Like renting is just, it's an interesting thing. Let's talk about companies though, like the whole application process, okay? So I have to pay in order to see if I can or cannot even live here. Okay, fine, doable. Then let's talk about the deposits. You want me to come up with $750 to $1,000 to then secure that place, And then here's where I always like all of that, you know, I can honestly say is pretty like understandable, okay? Like they want to have money in case you're a resident that fucks their shit up. Like I totally get all of that. And I understand that the application process does take some time in terms of like background checks, credit checks, you know, calling your previous landlords and whatnot, making sure that they're setting themselves up for success as well. So I understand that all that takes time. I get those two costs. Here's what I don't understand. Why does my dog have to pay rent? Okay. You don't make my kid pay rent. Why does my dog have to pay rent? Like it's pet rent as well as a pet security deposit. There was one place I lived in where there was a pet fee, a pet security deposit, plus pet rent, okay? My dog wrapped up about $500 in a 12-month time span in order to live with me, okay? My dog cost that much money. So I think that's absolute bullshit, but you know, it is what it is. If you want a dog or a cat, you know, just be prepared for that type of stuff. But then renting, okay, so every place I have ever lived in, excluding my previous house, every apartment complex I've ever lived in, you walk in and it's just like barfed on white walls. Like everything is so box formatted here. And I just always hated that. And of course, you know, you're not really supposed to like paint your apartment complexes or like paint the places that you rent unless you're going to paint it back. And even then, some of them say that you can't touch my property, like change my property in any way of that sort. So last minute. So I don't know, it's just, that's the one thing I hate about renting is that you can never like customize it to truly like make it your own. Like you can do like decor and everything, but like what if I want to like remodel it? Like what if I have a whole different idea for a light fixture? Like what if I don't like your backsplash? Like I maybe have things that I want my home to look like. And so that's the downside of renting, of course. But I'm gonna tell this quick story about renting, okay? So once upon a time, I used to work for a rental company. Recently, I actually had one of my clients message me that she was going through a hard time that week. She didn't end up getting her workouts in. She was stressed out because her landlord told her that he was not going to renew her lease at the end of the month. Said, hey girl, email your landlord and explain that he needs to put a 1430 on your door in order to give you adequate time. Boom, she got time, saved the day. We are almost done. We are on our last EMOM. We are back to the core. So remember, you are giving me 8 alternates where you are going to tap that elbow to that knee, go back down, then you are going to stick to that same side and tap that alternate toe. Remember, 4 on each side, 8 total. Then you are going to follow up with giving me 6 leg lowers. So kick those hands behind your head or under your tailbone, lowering one leg at a time. Remember, we're not letting that heel touch the ground. Tighten your core the entire time. Don't take it out on your back. You're going to be finishing off with 3 burpees, plank burpees, chest down burpees. If burpees aren't your thing right now, give me some tap squat jumps instead. Then you are going to be holding a tall plank or a forearm plank for your cardio in place until that minute restarts. All right, we got about 3 minutes left. Our last topic today is going to be talking about long distance relationships. So I happen to be in a long distance relationship right now, and obviously long distance relationships require Wi-Fi. Guess what one thing my house does not have right now? Wi-Fi. So it's pretty irritating, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of one of those situations again where, remember when I talked about when I was breastfeeding and my alarm would go off and I'd want to throw my phone out the window? It's kind of like that moment all over again. So there's nothing like pulling your phone out and wanting to talk to your significant other, and you literally can't, okay? It's quite irritating. I was actually texting my boyfriend today, and I was like, you know, what are the odds that first the Wi-Fi goes out? So it makes it to where I can't connect on social media platforms with a large range. And then a few days later, my cellular device starts just like going to crap. Like I suddenly, where I used to have 2 bars, I now have no bars, absolutely, and I have 0 service. To where today then, strike number 3, my bank account got on lock because of some fraud stuff. So like, it's just like one thing after another this week. And it's one of those times when the long distance relationship, I wish there wasn't as much distance right now because I could really use a hug. But No worries, no worries. Okay, my boyfriend, he is going to be home in, what is it, 9 days. 9 days. Next Thursday. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So every time he comes back, I always try to plan a date for us. Something where I go a little bit over the top just to show him that I really, really appreciate what he's doing. And I know that being on the road is probably super hard. So when he comes back, I want to really try to like maximize his enjoyment whenever he is home and in our relationship. So this year he will be home for 4th of July. Now we recently just moved into this apartment complex where we have this really cute rooftop lookout, and I think it's going to be absolutely adorable going up there at night and getting to watch the fireworks go off in Kansas City and have the whole city in the background. Like, I literally cannot wait to have that experience. So in the meantime, hopefully my Wi-Fi is gonna turn back on, because let me tell you, if I don't get to talk to him for like 10 days, I'm going to be quite upset. Long distance relationships, you know, in terms of being like and starting this business, in terms of the mom bod pod and changing my personal training, a long distance relationship has been super great for me in terms of being able to strengthen my communication, and not so much as me talking, but me being able to now be more of an active listener. I found before this relationship that I could talk. And sometimes I even thought that what I was saying was better than what I was hearing, but this has really given me the opportunity to just listen. So I'm really grateful. That was fun. Okay, so make sure after you get done doing that you stay hydrated, okay? Remember, like, comment, share with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and stay tuned for Monday, a podcast episode released on Spotify, YouTube, and Anchor regarding motivation. So until Monday.